Oh my gosh, she's with Justin Trudeau. This goes even deeper. How does she know Justin Trudeau? We have a new connection between Liz Plank, Justin Baldoni's former podcast co-host, and Vanzan Inc. that you're not going to believe. So I came across this yesterday. I didn't have time to make a video, but I wanted to make it today. But this comes from Katie Pope on TikTok. I actually follow her and she has a really good insight. She's actually an attorney as well. So she's been racking her brain about this whole Van Zandt lawsuit as well as the subpoena. And this is an amazing find that she has. So I just wanted to give her a shout out and give credit where credit is due before we get into the weeds of this. Okay, so I went to Biz Profile and kind of followed the track that Katie Pope put out there. But then I found some more, and we're probably going to have a follow-up video because there's a lot to get into that I haven't paid as much attention to. You guys may not have paid as much attention to, but it's really important now that we know this connection. Now, one of the things about Liz Plank, she back in December, even though she was Justin Baldoni's friend and his podcast co-host, well, the day, I think December 23rd, which I'll show you guys in a second, she decided to come out in support of Blake and drop Justin Baldoni and to leave the podcast and then go out on her own. But look, take a look here. This is where the evidence has taken us. So you see, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's two Liz Plank Production LLCs, right? Both are active, which is strange how they can be two separate Liz Plank Productions. But let's go. I'm gonna click on the first one. So her first, the first Liz Plank, I'm gonna make it really big so you guys can see it. So the first Liz Plank Productions, it's an LLC. It was in New York. It was established, and this is where things are going to get really weird. It was filed in July of 2017, and it is still active, right? But then if you go to the address, look here, 888 7th Avenue, 4th floor, New York, 10106. Okay. So then we're going to go back. If you guys remember that address, that is the exact same address that Vanzan Inc. is registered to. Now let's go to the second one, Liz Plank Productions, which was established again on November 22nd, 2024, a month before Blake filed her CRD complaint, before the New York Times article, and that she went out and quit the podcast with Justin Baldoni and spoke in favor of Blake Lively. But this is where it gets interesting. I'll keep going down. So this was, they have a statement due not till next year. And then if you see here, the same address, 888 7th Avenue, 4th floor in New York. And look who is the agent. Eric Binder. This is the same agent as Vanzan Inc., this kind of shell company that we've all been talking about with the fake lawsuit, most likely fake subpoena. We don't have all the facts of it yet, but this is what we all see it as. It's just a sham lawsuit. This is what a lot of attorneys are saying. And it definitely violates a lot of moral ethics. But of course, we're used to lawyers violating moral ethics, but in this case, this is just beyond the pale. I've heard from different lawyers, they've never seen anything like this. And so for this to happen is egregious. But when you think about it tying to the exact same address, the exact same agency, the exact same person, a picture is starting to form. But then I found this. Maximum Effort Productions. This is the same production company, the same marketing company of Ryan Reynolds. We all have heard of Maximum Effort Productions. We've heard of them. They're the ones who even did the marketing for It Ends With Us, the disastrous marketing for It Ends With Us. But this is where it gets interesting. So Maximum Effort Productions, Inc., 888 7th Avenue, 4th floor. The filing date is May of 2017. If we go back to Liz Plank, her original Liz Plank Productions, it seems to be two. It's like they always like refile or merge or do something else. But her original was in July of 2017. This one was a month before in May. And actually, was it a full month? No, yeah, it was about a month, a little bit over a month, right? So this is in May, and it says Maximum Effort Productions Inc. Ryan Reynolds. Now, you see there's a second maximum effort below. We'll get to that in a second. Because, all right, if we go down here, so we see, and it says it's inactive, right? But why is it inactive? It's merged out of existence. So, and he was the actual person. This is where it gets, this is where it's going to get even messier. Well, because we're going to have to jump back into this in a second. I have to jump to something else. The chief executive officer's name and address, care of, it's Ryan Reynolds, and care of ML Management, 888 7th Avenue, 4th floor, New York, New York. And then they merged, I believe, into that separate entity. There's several different filings that have taken place. But again, we'll jump back into that because I want to show you this one here, this ML Management Company. And we know that is the address that we're seeing over and over again with Vanzan and with Liz Plank, and now with Maximum Effort. So I pulled up the ML Management Partners, LLC. It's a firm. So let's go to their team. So they have, okay, there's several people before. Mark Landinson, Paul Zelsky. Okay, here is Eric Binder. I just want to make sure there's no one else's names. Jessica Mooney, Lindsay Ryan, Ryan Mills, Alan Chanzes, Daniel Bronstein, Joshua Eisenberg, Benjamin Lightman, Ian Friedman, and Sarah Snandowski. So let's go back to Eric Binder. So this is the guy that everything is linking to. And it's kind of weird the way this is. It says Eric joined MLM as a partner. In 2024, he joined MLM as a partner, but Eric remains dedicated to it. Wait, what? How is he now a partner at MLM? But it says he gained valuable experiences at two premier firms. In 2009, he founded Binder and Company, specializing in entertainment and representing elite writers, directors, actors, and athletes. But then in 2024, he joined MLM as a partner. But then we have him under MLM, which is bizarre, doing things back, I don't know, even back in 2017, but I think it was 2022. Let's go back to Liz Plank's second incorporation. Okay, so this was incorporated in 2024, right? But if we go to Vanzan, that goes back to, I want to say 2000 and it was established in 2010 and then revamped in 2013. I got to go back into those details. So something about that is looking weird. Maybe because he was the agent back before he joined the company. I don't know. That's another deep dive and rabbit trail we're going to have to go to. But I want to show you this really quickly, then we'll jump back into what I want to, this whole thing. I put in the address, 888 7th Avenue, 4th floor, right? Look at one of the companies that pops up, Give Lightly. And so I'm trying to figure out not lightly, Give Lively, like Blake Lively's last name. That's not a common last name. And then with it being registered to the same building, but look at this. It's 888 7th Avenue, number 40, not 4th floor. So I don't know if it's to throw it off. Why would this be called number 40 versus the 4th floor? But when you go into it, the website, Give Lively, is this another company of Blake Lively's that she owns? Because the word, again, this is her last name. And I'm trying to figure out, is this a secret business of hers? Our members make the world nonprofits get to the heart of many matters. Our members make the world a better place. They address tough challenges and complex issues like gender and racial equality, reproductive health and LGBTQ plus rights, social environment, justice, education, domestic violence, and immigrant services, and more. Huh? If she has this charity network set up, right? Let's go to About Us. Okay, so this is the About Us. It says we're a tech company reimagining the future of digital fundraising for nonprofits. Powerful, practical, and free. I'm just trying to see who are the people in the planet. I got to get into this. But if this is actually a company she set up, when you go back to the Time magazine article, you would think this would be something that they would, celebrate her for doing this versus going back 6 years to a donation she made to the NAACP out of, trying to clean up her PR image for getting married on a plantation. Something about that is just bizarre, right? So this is another company we're going to have to dig into, but I'm going to have to do it on a separate video. So let's jump back. I know, guys, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. I'm going to go backwards because I want to there's people who have left Google reviews. Yes, it's really free and it's really fabulous. We signed up for Give Lightly because we wanted our donors to have the best possible giving experience. I cannot recommend it enough. These are all from 6 years ago. So is it inactive now? I don't know. Then here it is. This is a negative review. It says, sent me a check for 3,900 with Bank of America as their bank. Went to my nearest branch to verify the check, and what do you get? A fake check. Glad I didn't take it to my bank. This is what they had to say in response. Chase, thank you for reporting your concern. Please know that Give Lively never sends fake checks, never sends checks to individuals, only to IRS registered 501c3 public charities, and never request personal information as a requirement except in check. Unfortunately, we are aware that malicious actors are illegally issuing fake checks in our foundation's name. Are they really? A problem troubling companies all around the world. We're sorry and concerned that you were targeted. You can read more on our website. Search, did I get a fake check from the Give Lively Foundation? If you or anyone else receives a check from us and has any questions about its validity, contact our support team, which is able to verify a check before any attempt to cash or deposit. But that's weird. That doesn't make any sense. Why would this is not a big company. This is a random company. And then he was sent a check for 3,900. But then they kind of give this vague answer where a lot of people are sent fake checks, and we have a real problem with that going on, but it's not our fault. It's someone else. Go to our website. And you're telling me that this is his first interaction with contacting them? Like, why wouldn't you respond to him privately and get this matter settled? Again, we're going to have to look into, was this like some type of fraud going on at this Give Lively? Registered to the same address as Vanzan, as Maximum Effort, as Liz Plank Productions. And if we dig in, we could probably start to see a lot of companies that were registered under this organization, this company's ML management, or at least to the same address. So another rabbit trail. If you guys have any information, please let me know. But just to tie this up, because this video is going to get really long. So we see all that, but then I don't know if you guys know this, but going back to, this is from 2000 and let's see, this is 2021. This is Ryan Reynolds and Liz Plank attend the world premiere of 20th Century Studios' Free Guy. Liz Plank is a nobody. But back in 2021, she was friends with Ryan and Blake. Now, I got to pull up a picture. I'll do it in the next one, where it's her, Ryan, and Blake, and she calls the three of them a throuple. I kid you not, like a throuple. I don't have it readily available right now, but yeah. And we also know that, so this was 2021. I don't know when the Man Enough podcast started. Again, we'll follow up. But we know that she also flew over to the UK for his Wrexham show or documentary, and she was brought in as an expert to talk about bromances. This, like, from all I've seen, she just runs her mouth and feigns feminism and grifts. That's just my opinion of her. So I'm trying to figure out, he needed her to fly all the way over to the UK to do that? Something is very bizarre about this entire thing. But then you go back into her Instagram. This is the thing that she posted on December 23rd, 2024. So Blake Lively filed her CRD complaint in California on December 20th. On December 21st, that's when the New York Times hit piece article comes out. And then on the 23rd, this is what she does. I'm writing you today to let you know that I have had my representatives inform Wayfarer that I no longer will be co-hosting the Man Enough podcast. Thank you for trusting me with your hearts and stories, for holding space for mine, and for making this show what it was. I will miss you, the listeners, so much. I love what this community created together with every fiber of my being, and that's because of you. As this chapter closes for me, I remain committed to the values we've built together. Sure, sis. Thank you for being here, for trusting me, and for being by my side for the last 4 years. We all deserve better, and I know that together we can create it. I will have more to share soon as I continue to process everything that has happened. In the meantime, I will continue to support everyone who calls out injustice and holds the people standing in their way accountable. So she doesn't specifically reference Justin Baldoni, but obviously this is what this is. And what makes it odd, I've got to pull up an old video I did of her. She deleted a post that she had posted right after this. And it's a bunch of pictures of her kind of doing this feminist thing. But now this is the next one, which this was not the one that was there. And I've looked up and down for this post, but it's not here. So I'm going to have to pull up my old video in my next video so we can get into it. But guys, this is Bombshell with Liz Plank. Shout out to Katie Pope for finding this, but then Maximum Effort. But now we're down a rabbit trail of Give Lively, possible fraud, dealing with fake checks. I've got to go into what they had to say about fake checks, because it's like, did you receive a fake check from Give Lively? Here's what to do. That's not normal for a business and for people to be getting fake checks from them, from this innocuous charity donation raising site. It's not making sense. It's not gelling. But guys, leave a comment below. This is Liz, in case you haven't seen her. Let me see if I can get a better picture. There she is. You can see her right there. She has an obsession with a lot of different things we're not going to go into. But she hasn't continued to follow up with Blake or give Blake support. Oh my gosh, she's with Justin Trudeau. This goes even deeper. How does she know Justin Trudeau? Oh dear God. Do you guys know about the history of Justin Trudeau and his father? Did you guys watch Candace's series on Bridget Macron? Whoa. Oh my, oh my. How far does this thing go? We know one of the agents that were listed previously on the Vanzan Inc. was an Eric. There's an Eric Binder, but then there's an Eric Rothschild. Now, this isn't Rothschild with an S, but could the S be taken off so it's not the Rothschild? Because his family does have connections to the Rothschilds. Guys, where are we going? What is happening? Whoa. What is happening, guys? And then the connections to Blake and Ryan going back to 2021, but it has to go back further than that, because They both have their companies at 888 7th Avenue, fourth floor in 2017. Then she says they're a throuple. I don't know. I feel like I'm in a different, an alternate reality right now. So leave a comment. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell because this is crazy. This is wild. But at the very least, we need to continue investigating. But Justin Baldoni and our attorney, Brian Freeman, needs to dig into these connections and possibly Liz Plank being sued. I don't know. Again, let me know what you think, and I will see you guys on the next one.